Mark, we're filming.
Hey, what's up? I'm Mark Baldone with Drift Enthusiast Magazine, professional drift photographer, street photographer, and sometimes fashion photographer. As I work for this guy right here, Daniel Messmer, we're both getting ready for the Formula Drift season. He's building his car, I'm building my camera bag. So today I'm gonna show you what's in my camera bag and how I utilize each piece of equipment that I at my disposal to get the best footage possible for y'all. So first of all, the biggest part of the kit is the bag. Now this is a Shimoda bag right here. Not the biggest fan of this bag as I've kind of outgrown it. There's a cells you can put here, they call them. It gives you space and everything like that. So I'm outgrowing the camera bag. It's a little bit too small for me now. So I'm in the process of moving to Italy. So once I get to Italy, I'll probably start trying to hunt down another camera bag. If you have any suggestions, please drop them down below in the comment section. Second, I found this bag at the thrift store here in Japan, and I must say it's a lifesaver. This will probably be my bag I run around the track with when I only need to take 1 or 2 lenses from the pits. So this is going to be a little bit of a light carry bag that'll help me out, and it's pretty durable, hand stitched and everything like that. So pretty happy with that. Next is we have probably the most important kit of a cameraman's bag, and that is the cameras. So I run a 2-camera system this year. Last year I ran a 1-camera system, and that 1-camera system was the Sony A1. The A1 is just a remarkable camera, hybrid, does video and photo well, but this year it is gonna be my dedicated video camera, as I can film in the ranges of 8K 24 frames a second, or I can shoot up to 4K up to 100 frames a second, so I can get that juicy slow-mo you're seeing right now of Mad Mike at D1GP Odaiba last year. You can just see the detail in that 100 FPS, crystal clear. So this is gonna be my dedicated video camera. Now I have it rigged out with a Tilta cage, and we're gonna have everything like that with top handles. We're gonna have shotgun mics, which is actually being used right now on this camera, which is the Sennheiser 400. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Now my dedicated photo camera this year is I sold my A7R4, and this year we're going with the highly rated Sony A7R5. This is a high resolution camera. Now the reason why I use high megapixel cameras is because I can go into APS-C 35 mode, and then once I go into APS-C 35 mode, I'm still above 20 megapixels on both cameras, so I get that extra reach without having to use a different lens to gain that little bit extra off of there. And I'm not really losing much, because after that I don't really need to crop in more. But the Sony A7R5 has the new AI tracking system. It actually has a car tracking system. I have not put it to the test yet, as I've missed the local drift events, but we're gonna try it at Fuji, and I'm gonna see how it does. But yes, this is gonna be my main photo camera, and I think this 2-camera system is gonna allow me to get a better product for you. Now, some of the other non-traditional cameras that I'm gonna bring to the track is I have my Minolta film camera. So with film, this is gonna be something I have to remind myself to shoot. Old school, manual focus, a little bit beat up, got it at a secondhand shop, but I'm pretty happy with it. I shoot street photography with this, but I want to shoot drift with it, because I think drift on film will be pretty sick. So we got that bad boy right here. As you can tell, kind of like Minolta when it comes to film cameras. So this is my point and shoot. It's pretty easy. It has over 70 millimeters of reach. It's a little external zoom, some zoom action right there. The biggest thing with this camera is I got to remember to turn off the flash. It's the last thing I want to do. This dude's already struggling enough on the track, and flash him, no bueno. Lastly, I saw a video last year on Instagram, and this dude posted like old school VHS style footage of drift over in America, and I was like, why not me? I took this out on one night, out to the bar, great night, but gave me some cool footage, a little bit grainy, not the most clear footage, but I think drift on this is gonna be absolutely sick. So I'm gonna try to incorporate some of this footage into my work this year. Now that take care of my camera. I have other cameras, but they're all packed up right now, so I'm not gonna show you my whole full kit, but I will take some other camera and some other lenses over to Italy. Now next is the workstation. This is the biggest piece right here when it comes to my workflow. This is the MacBook Pro. It has the M1 chip. The M1 chip does everything I need it to do. Everybody always wants to upgrade their Apple products to the M3 Ultra, the M4 chip. There's just no need for me because the M1 just eats anything I throw at DaVinci and Lightroom. So as of right now, this is fine. If I ever run into a spot where I'm noticing lag on my workflow or whatever, then I'm out looking to upgrading that. So now we have the tools. Now we need the precise instruments to make those tools work. These are my lens setups. This is my Zeiss Bodice 18mm 2.8. This is gonna be my dedicated pit lens. I used it last year in the middle of the year after I picked it up in Tokyo, and it just gives you a just huge field of view. I hear some film from it from Matsuri when Daniel here was driving and other people were chasing him. So this is my wide angle lens. I'm using it for pits so I can get those wide angle shots, get those good moments and everything like that. And it's really light. So if I throw this on my film camera, it's super light, ready to go, and I can just take care of everything that way. Now this lens, I'm actually probably gonna sell this lens. It is my least favorite lens in the kit. When I heard that there was a Cine lens that was autofocus, I was all over it. After using this lens, which is the Samyang VAF, I could say that it's just not reliable enough for me to have in my workflow. So I'm gonna be looking for other options when it comes to maybe something autofocus in the Cine realm. But yeah, I'm probably gonna get rid of this lens once I get into Italy. Now my newest pickup for my kit, and probably my newest favorite lens, is this SLR Magic 75T 1.5. The T-stop is at aperture. It's a more accurate frame of aperture rather than your commercial digital lenses. This is an actual cinema lens. I just took this thing for a joyride down in Osaka to run it through its paces, and just absolutely amazing to work with. The biggest thing with this is its manual focus. I'm not the most experienced when it comes to manual focus, so I'm gonna have to learn how to shoot drift on a manual focus lens. You have follow focus and stuff like that, but that's just gonna add to the weight that I already have on my video cameras. So, and I do a lot of running and gunning, but yes, I'm gonna use this definitely at some events. Now, this is by far my most favorite lens and probably my best purchase. And what put me on the map as a street photographer, and this is my Sigma 85 1.4. Now, I don't shoot a lot of 1.4, especially at the track, because a lot of the events are at day. But when I moved to Europe and we go into Drift Masters, there's a lot of events that run deep into the night. Or if you go to D1GP Odaiba, it's a night, it goes into the night. So that 1.4 and then is gonna become very helpful. But yeah, this is a portrait lens, but this might be one of the lenses that stick on my Sony a7R5 for photos this year. And then last but not least is we have a really important staple to any motorsports photographer's kit, and this is the Sony 70-200 G Master 2 at 2.8. This thing is amazing. Appreciate Richard Kim. He helped me figure out that this little button right here, it makes everything 3 meters within front of you disappear. So when you're shooting through catch fences, and I get that crystal clear footage through a catch fence, here you can see a video that I'm showing right now of that 3 meter working. You see the catch fence, and then that catch fence disappears right as he turns that first initiation corner over at Okuabuki, and then from there, the camera just does not miss. But this camera and this lens right here is just an amazing lens. Now, for tracks like Sugo, bigger tracks like that, I use this, which is a teleconverter, 1.4 times teleconverter. So this, plus the 7200, plus the APS-C 35 mode on my cameras, basically turns my 200 into around a 280. So I get that little bit extra reach. Now you do lose a stop of light with this. So if it's going to sundown or whatever, you're gonna have to start pushing your ISO, which is okay because denoise these days and any programs are just fantastic. Now, oh look at that. Before we go any further, I want to give a shout out to Rob and Big D's with Cheeseburger Racing for allowing me to use his garage. It's an amazing facility, as you can see around here. Great facility for Rob to let me shoot this video in as my house is being packed out. So appreciate it again for Cheeseburger Racing for allowing me to use their facility. Now moving on, we're almost at the end. These are my field monitors. All right, this is the Field World P6X. I bought this because this is a 5-inch monitor. For running and gunning during the day, this thing has like 1200 nits. Perfect. I just need to see what's in focus and what's not in focus, and I need to see my peaking for my highlights. This is nice. The first one I bought was this one right here, the Viltrox. Now the Viltrox was a little bit too big and too heavy for me. So I noticed that at some tracks that this was a little bit heavy, and it's a 6-inch monitor. So some tracks I need it because it goes in at night. So when I'm at night, I'll probably use this one as it has a little bit broader screen, bigger real estate to work with, so that way I can actually see what's going on. But during the day, the Field World works fine. Both of them are a great asset to my camera bag. I don't have all my knickknacks that I attach all this to. I'm pretty sure y'all have seen camera cages before, top handles, that stuff's kind of boring. As well as SD cards and everything like that. I have probably 10 plus batteries for my Sony. I have over 10 batteries each for my field monitors. But last but not least is my matte box. Now I just bought this thing. It's a K&F matte box. This is what's gonna go on to my video camera. I'm tired of switching filters with CPLs and everything. So this has a you can double stack lens filters on this thing. Pop them in, boom, ready to go. So you can actually double stack. So I'm gonna double stack a ND and a diffusion on this thing. And then it comes with these little rings that you can pop in and pop out. And it makes your life so much easier. So that's what I'm gonna be using this year in the first round of FDJ, possibly the Italian Drift Series, and then rounds 2 through however many rounds they go in Drift Master. We're gonna be working them all. That's what I'm gonna be using this year. It's a fairly heavy set. It's a lot to carry around, but it gets the job done. So I appreciate y'all watching me through this, and hopefully I can get the best footage possible for you. If you want to see some more of my kit, you want to see some more of my work, and you want to see what I'm about and what I do and my personality and everything, please follow my socials. Go to Instagram, follow me, Mark Baldone. That's where I post the most. And then TikTok, Mark Baldone, trying to grow my TikTok. But most importantly, I'm trying to connect with my YouTube followers, grow my YouTube, and we'll build a community over here. But I really appreciate everybody, and we'll see you out on the track.